lesson, we are going to be finding the area of composite shapes. And most of our shapes are going to have rectangles and triangles. So the formula areas that you really need to know is area is equal to length times width. An area of a triangle is equal to, area is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. So notice our directions say that we're going to find the shaded area. Notice I've marked my text. And when we're done in the end, we will definitely round our answers to the nearest tenth, if necessary. It might not be necessary. All right, so let's start with the first problem. And I see here, I actually have two rectangles. One is a larger one, and the dimension that goes with the larger one would be the 20 and the 26. And then we also have a smaller rectangle, and the dimension would be 21 and 15. All right, so let's go ahead and let's set this problem up. We know that we have two rectangles, so area is equal to length times width. And we are going to first do, and I always like to mark it, I'm going to do my large one first. So my large one is area is equal to 20 times 26. And when we do that, we do get 520. And we know that's in inches squared. So now let's do our small rectangle. So again, area is equal to length times width. Area is equal to the small one would be 21 times 15. And now, of course, you're just going to multiply. And 21 times 15 is 315 inches squared. Well, remember, we only want the shaded part, which is going to be really a small part of the actual picture. So we need to do the large triangle minus the small triangles. I'm calling them triangles, rectangles. So the large rectangles minus the small rectangle. And when you go ahead and you do that, you have 205 inches squared. And again, that is only our shaded area. And that is our answer right there. So now the second picture that we have here, and it is kind of small, so I'm not sure if you can see it. I will go ahead and I will definitely write those numbers larger so that you're able to see what those dimensions are. But as I'm looking at that picture, I see that I actually have it's not a rectangle even, it's a square, and then I have a triangle. So let's mark these numbers so you're actually able to see them a little bit larger. So this dimension is 20 meters. And this dimension is 20 meters. So when I'm looking at that, I see, if I could draw a straight line, there you go, I see a square. And then the important thing to see is the last dimension right there, and that is the height of my triangle is 14. And again, that is in meters also. So I'm hoping that by me marking that picture, it makes it a little bit easier for you to be able to work this problem with all of the numbers that we have. So I know that I have a square, and I did not list the square formula up there. We can use area is equal to length times width, or for the area for a square is actually side squared, or we could do area is equal to length times width. So if I'm using my side squared, area is equal to 20 squared, and we know that 20 squared is 400 meters squared. So now, and this actually, remember, this part here was my square. So at this point, we are going to go ahead and we're going to find the area of the triangle. The area of the triangle. So I start off, of course, area is equal to, the formula is 1/2 base times height. So now looking at the picture, area is equal to 1/2. Well, the base of the triangle is that blue line that I drew, and straight across we can see that that is at 20 meters. We don't write our units in there. And again, the height of the triangle was that 14 that was marked there. So as I'm working this problem, we know 1/2 of 20 is 10, and 10 times 14, our area of our triangle is going to be 140 meters squared. So for the composite shape, notice it's a square and it is a triangle. We are going to have to add these two numbers together in order to get the total area of that shape that kind of looks like a house. So I'm going to say my area is equal to 400 plus 140, and we know that is 540 meters squared. And again, this would be the answer for this composite shape that is made up of a square and a triangle. All right, going to the last drawing that we have here. It actually looks like a house. And remember, our directions say the shaded area. So what we're going to have to do is we will have to subtract away this one little white spot that happens to be the door as we are finalizing our answers. So again, looking at this picture, I am going to recognize I have a rectangle and I have a triangle, that I'll find those areas, and then we're going to subtract away that little door area. So and I'm going to draw a line to separate this work. Let's start with this question number 3. When I'm looking at it, I think I'll start with the triangle at the top, the area of the triangle. And again, when I am doing that, I know my area of the triangle formula is area is equal to 1/2 base times height. Well, looking at, and let's make sure that you can actually see these numbers. Here is my base, and it is 20 right there. And I'm going to put 20 on the side. And here is the height of this triangle. It's right there, and it's a 10. When we are looking at the rectangle later on, you can see that 25, and we'll talk about the door when we're there. All right. So now area is equal to 1/2 base times height. So when I'm looking at this triangle, remember the base was 20. So area is equal to 1/2 of 20, and it is 10 tall. Well, we know that 1/2 of 20 is 10, and 10 times 10 is equal to 100. And that is in feet squared. So this is our area of the triangle. All right, let's go to the area now of the rectangle. And when we're working this, we know its area is equal to length times width. So it is going to be a 20 times 25. And it really doesn't matter which order you put these in, with the length and the width, because we're multiplying. And when we multiply that 20 times 25, we get 500 feet squared. So if I wanted to find the area of the shaded house, and not worrying about the door yet, so far I have 500 plus 100 is equal to 600 feet squared. But hold on, we have to take away that door because that is not shaded. So the dimension of this is a 3, in case you cannot see that, and the height of the door actually is an 8. So again, a small rectangle, area is equal to length times width. Area is equal to my 8 times my 3. So the door area actually is 24 feet squared. And when I'm looking at this now, remember, we don't want the door space, so it's going to be 600 minus that 24 to find out the total shaded space, and that is 576 feet squared. If this video was helpful to you today, please add a like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe for more Math with Marcia. See you again soon.